Welcome back to the Life of Times podcast. I'm your host, Lloyd Phillips.
And I'm your co-host, Leighton Rowan.
Yeah, it's another fine week. It feels weird to put two back-to-back again.
Right?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It has. Once we skipped a month, due to the floods.
The flood, yeah.
And then once we skipped a week, just due to whatever. We're back. It's like
We're
we're back.
back.
Yeah, it's like things are normal.
Yeah.
So I hope everybody's had a good week. My week was fine. I was going to tell you earlier, it's not even a story. I just want to talk about it. Let's see. I got off the airplane today. I passed this sign. I passed this sign apparently 1,000 times in the airport. I never read it, but today I read it and it said something like, "Welcome to Tulsa International Airport. We have a variety of foods, anywhere from bagels to burgers."
That's a big variety right there.
I saw the sign and I thought it was stupid. It's all round. Honestly, if you really think about it, bagels, at least the way they do it here in Tulsa, because they cut it in half and they put whatever kind of cheese on it, cream cheese, whatever spread, and then they just mash it together.
Yeah.
Essentially, in Tulsa, the bagels are burgers. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's round buns, and then they just put it together.
I mean, my first thought, because I picked you up from the airport and you told me that, my first thought was, imagine somebody coming from New York who's known for bagels, hopping off the plane and seeing that sign and be like, "Oh, they got bagels." And they're like excited.
Yeah.
And then they go.
And that would be disgusting.
They get the bagel and they're like, what is this exactly?
Yeah, it'd be disgusting. I want you guys to know, I typed out, so Leighton's like, "I'll come get you." Okay, so here, if anybody's like, "Why is he getting you?" I'll tell you, because I didn't get home as early as I thought that I would get home, because I usually get home a day earlier.
Yeah.
And I thought that originally that I had to announce this game. Turns out I didn't have to announce the game. It was fine. I stayed over an extra day to do my regular day job. And but then I realized I love the Marcus King band. If you don't know who they are, I think they're amazing. Like, look them up. I asked my brother, how far in advance, "Hey, can you get me Marcus King tickets?" Because he came to Hard Rock Casino. And so he calls yesterday or texts. He's like, I got the tickets. So I was all fired up, except for I know I wasn't coming home. So I texted my wife. I'm like, "Hey, you go to the thing. I don't want to waste them. This is like my favorite, not my absolute favorite, like top 5. I love it."
Yeah.
It's like, "You go, at least experience it." And so she was going to go with your wife. And, so it was the plan for you to pick me up.
Yeah.
So I send Leighton this whole text message. I thought it was very specific. That's what I thought. I'm like, he's like, "Hey, what do I do?" I'm like, "Okay, well, you go to arrivals and you make the first curve. Right when you make the first curve, I'll be standing right there. I'll be the first guy in line." And that was what I sent to him. I was like, and then I got more specific. And then when I text you 2 minutes, that's when you take off headed around that curve, because I'll be out there before you show up, and it's perfect timing. And so I walk outside. And by the way, it's a lot colder here than it is in Austin. It was like, 65 where I left. And so I'm standing out there, and there's no Leighton. And I'm texting him. I'm like, "Hey, man, what did I say?"
I think you said drive faster.
Well, I said 2 minutes.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the 2-minute warning. And you told me to walk faster.
Yes.
And then I told you to drive faster because I was standing outside for like 3 minutes.
And then I replied, "Are you trolling?"
Yeah, which I thought was dumb because I'm standing outside and I'm freezing. So I'm like, I don't know. And then he calls me. So I'm like, did you ask me where I was at? What did you ask?
Well, you sent me a picture of where you were after I asked if you're trolling, and you're outside.
Yeah, I was exactly where I told him I'd be.
You're outside like 20 steps away from me.
No, that's a lie. I'm on one end and he's on the other end. It's like a half mile away. And so, and all you got to do is a loop. So he's in a vehicle. All he has to do is a loop, and he'll be back right where I'm at in, 12 seconds.
But Lloyd doesn't know this. This is my very first time picking up somebody from the airport. So I had no clue where to loop.
I mean, it's fine because it's his first time, but literally, if you just drove around the corner, it'd be like, hey, get back right here in the entrance. It'd tell you.
I thought it might take me to the tarmac. I don't know.
So he's like, well, you see the flashing lights? Yeah, I do. Because you know what I know from childhood? I went on a camping trip, me and my friend Luke, maybe our other buddy, Aaron, and we had a fire. We made a teepee out of large trees and lit it on fire. You could see it for 52 miles. So we saw the lights and sirens. We didn't hear the sirens. We saw the lights for 25 miles. And through that time period, as it's like, they're getting closer. And they're like, we still didn't get it. And they're like, they're getting closer. And they were like, are they coming for us?
They might be coming for us.
Yeah. So the point is, he's like, do you see the lights? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm right in front of that. Those lights that you were right in front of was like a half mile away. And so I'm like, I was anyway, since I laid it out, I thought I was annoyed, but here's the thought. I told Leighton this earlier. I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll walk the half mile. That's what I said. And as I'm walking, I was mad for the first quarter mile.
Oh my God.
and then like, after I finished the first quarter mile and I had to walk another quarter mile, I started thinking to myself, Leighton just came to pick me up at 11 p.m. Well, I guess I'm not happy, but I guess I'm not going to say anything because he came to pick me up. Like,
And then when I saw him, he had a look. It was the Lloyd look. And I was like, don't start with me. He didn't know while I'm like panicking that I'm going to get arrested and put in the freaking airport prison because I'm parked in the no parking zone. Randomly, my truck just starts overheating for no reason. Like, it's just overheating for no reason. And so I'm watching the temperature gauge max out. I'm looking for Lloyd. He's texting me that he's outside. I don't know where the freaking loop is to turn around. And then now he's mad because he has to walk 25 steps.
Okay, I don't know two things. I don't know the backstory about his truck, and I also don't know that he's never been to the airport, apparently. Yeah. All you got to do is drive around just push the gas, and it'll take you in the circle. And then you're right there.
Yeah.
As I walk, I'm like, it's whatever.
But I got out of my vehicle, opened the door for him, put his bag in.
Yeah, I thought that
was quality service.
Yeah, it was real nice.
At the end of it.
Yeah, I thought that was real nice.
Yeah, not as good as your premium Uber experience, but pretty close.
Yeah, that was nice guy stuff. And then we went to the store after that, and then I was like, "Hey, man, do you want anything?" He's like, "No." And then I thought about this later, and I'm like, "It's a good thing you didn't get out." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "Because we're wearing the same shoes."
Yeah,
it's 11 o'clock at night. We'd be wearing the same shoes.
Yeah,
you know how people think.
Yeah.
How long have we been doing this show?
You've been doing it a while. I've been on for a year, I think.
Yeah, and I don't know how many episodes, but I've been doing it for a while, and it's called Life and Times Podcast. And when of course, you're listening, but and when I thought of this originally, I only came up with that name because I thought that it'd be a good name if you were scrolling on the internet. I think I came across a thing called Life and Times of Tesla. And I thought, hey, Life and Times of anybody, that's a cool thing to do. This is like the concept in my head. This is how it all started. Like, that'd be a cool thing to do because Life and Times of anybody, well, Life and Times podcast sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing that makes me think cuss words in my head is that I didn't go buy the name on GoDaddy. And I got beat. I mentioned this previous in the podcast, and I didn't buy it, and it was always available. But I'm like, well, I don't really have a website, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a podcast. So I didn't really think it was necessary. Dumb thinking, but that's what I thought. And then some weird person decided that they had one, and they try to be motivational. And it's not that I'm not a motivational person, but this particular podcast, that's not what it's about. So I don't get it back. Here we go. Ready for this, everybody? Here's the unveiling here. I believe we are going to do actual Life and Times events on the show.
Yeah, I think that would be a good thing to do. Life and Times.
I think
on the Life and Times podcast for the first time ever.
Yeah, and I also think that it's going to be a normal part of the show, and like anybody that listens, it's still going to be, us speaking. It's still, I'll still add my daily life. I mean, depending on what the news stories of the day are, it could probably spark a life event.
Yeah.
Right. So right now, everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" Now we're gonna. It's not a political show, as we all know. It's but we're gonna read daily news.
Yeah.
Or weekly news, right?
Weekly. Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna read weekly news. I think.
Yeah.
Just off the wall topics, and that's it.
Yeah. Some might be serious. Some might just be. You'll just have to tune in and listen.
I don't even. What's the turning point in this show? I mean, how many episodes are we? And we're finally going to do this.
It has to be close to 150.
Yeah,
130 probably somewhere around there.
Well, it'd probably be 150 if the floods.
If the floods didn't happen,
yeah,
and then that one
just random streak.
Yeah,
where I was working out real heavy.
Yeah, and then that was that one time the rabbit came in upstairs and chewed through the cords, and so we had to replace all the cords.
Yeah, point is, it'd be 150 if we were really on it. So, here's some news today. I mean, this is actually this is from. It is today, December 1st.
December 1st.
Welcome to December 1st, everybody.
Hello.
Start playing Christmas music.
Oh, yeah. Mariah Carey, here we come.
Yeah, December 1st. You want me? Should I say that? No, I'll skip it.
Just skip it.
Anyway, so a Florida man arrested for quitting his job in the middle of transporting prison inmates.
I mean, take a look at this guy.
That was today.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, he looks like Cousin Eddie. He looks like no. I just said that for the world. When I said that for the world, they're thinking Cousin Eddie on Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
He literally looks like my friend Loffer's Cousin Eddie.
Well,
that's what he looks like.
Has he visited Florida and picked up a job in
Yeah, so this guy's transporting prisoners across the state of Florida into North Carolina, I believe.
Yep.
And he's not stopping. He's got 4 or 5 inmates in there, and he's got them in the back. and he had enough of the company, I guess. He's like, you know what? I got these 4 people in here. They're mouthing me every time I transport them. He's like, I'm just going to leave them on the side of the road.
You think that the whole time they're just backseat driving?
Oh, yeah. You got to turn left. You got to turn right. Slow down.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? If you keep talking, I'll get it. I'll quit. I'll quit right now.
And they're like, you won't quit.
You will not quit. He's like, dare me. And he left him on the side of the road.
Yeah. And what were his charges?
Oh, yeah. Here's his charges, by the way. And now you think about this before I get to the charges. You know how many jobs I've done that I've hated in my life? And I always thought, like, I'm going to quit real cool.
Yeah.
But you can quit cool. Like if you're working at a fast food restaurant, which we'll get to, or you're working at a Walmart, you're working any other job, you can quit cool if you want to.
Oh, there's cool ways to quit for sure.
And you're cool. Like you quit and then you leave and you're like, yeah, and I told these people.
Yeah.
Well, this guy, for doing what he did, he got charged with 5 counts of felony second-degree kidnapping and felony larceny by an employee. Now, and here's the thing. He could possibly even be cool with the people he transported because he could go back to him and be like, you said I wouldn't quit, and I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a cool way to quit a job. I mean, he's en route to transport these people to prison, and he just takes a detour and just gets off and.
Oh, well. He probably thought it was cool.
Yes.
But now he's going to be in prison.
Yeah.
With the
people that he just left stranded in a prison bus.
Yeah. Now I'm not a judge, but I don't think you can get 5. I don't think you can get 5 counts of felony kidnapping and not do any jail time.
I do not think so.
I don't think that's.
I think the whole felon word in there somewhere tells me that there's some jail time associated.
He's like, listen, man. It was only second degree.
You think he hit the judge with the what happened was?
Yeah, I don't. This guy's going down.
Oh yeah. He's you think that when they got there they put him in cuffs and then put him back on that bus?
Same bus
with
the guys. Yeah, I bet so.
Yeah, they're like, you're not getting in my car. You're getting back in these people.
I would have went and got those 4 guys. I was like, hey, you guys want to go somewhere? They're like, yeah. I was like, hop in. And then you go pick up the previous driver. Now, speaking of the speaking of the fast food thing, because we brought up Chipotle. Ready? We're not doing. I mean, it's real news, but it's not like they're not talking about it on national media. Well, I mean,
maybe.
Well, not. Judge tells woman who threw a burrito bowl at a Chipotle employee to work fast food job if she wants less jail time.
And I think that is awesome.
It is awesome, but before we get into how cool it may or may not be, listen, Chipotle. Every Chipotle I've ever been to.
Will you stop saying Chipotle?
What do you say?
I think it's Chipotle. I don't think it's Chipotle.
Hold up. Say it again.
Chipotle. What?
Listen, whether I said it right or not, whether I said it right or wrong or not, I'm telling you, listen, I don't, well, I do speak a little Spanish, but I do not believe, I could be wrong. Somebody could educate me on this. I don't think it's Chipotle.
No, Chipotle.
I still go Chipotle. I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Well. Anyway, so what's the, here's where I was going with this. So for all the ones that I've been to, and I love that place. I think that I like what's that other one? Same thing. The queso's better.
Everybody says their queso's better. Oh my gosh, we suck at this.
What is it called? Qdoba.
Qdoba.
Yeah,
Yes.
Qdoba. I believe Qdoba's queso's better by far. I do, but I do like Chipotle or whatever Chipotle or whatever you said. Yeah. There is one, because we all know that I was in Pittsburgh for the last year, and there was a Chipotle that was like right down the street from where I was at. So I went there often. It was the slowest Chipotle I've ever been to in my life, and I went there once a week, and it was the slowest I've ever been to every single time I went there.
At least they were consistent.
What? Yeah, I know they were. They were. You're right. So like one time, because they're so slow, I called it in, which through the app. I did it through the app, which is not a thing that I do, but I did it through the app. Because they were so slow, I purposely showed up 30 minutes late. I waited 30 minutes for there is no exaggeration, because one time there was this well-dressed guy who was back there slinging the meats.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "How are you today, sir?" But it was like over the top, because that Chipotle sucked and everybody sucks there. Like they were weird. You know, it was a bunch of kids that dyed their hair blue and all that. Yeah. And so he's like talking normal. I was like, "How are you, sir?" And it's back and forth. And he was the area manager. That day that he was there, smoothest it's ever ran. Ever. Oh, people. Oh yeah, they're
slinging those burritos out.
Oh, it was awesome. And then just because we were talking, I'm like, oh, well, that's cool that you're here, because this is the worst Chipotle I've ever been to.
Oh, you told him that?
Yeah, I did.
That's awesome.
Well, because it is.
Well, yeah, they need to know.
It's gross. And he's like, yeah, we're trying to make it better. And then he left, and then it was the same.
And then it took an hour for you to get your app.
Yeah, it was the same place.
Ordered food.
Yeah, I gave you that whole story to tell you this, that when a customer threw it back, I guess, at the employee, I don't know the scenario. I don't know if he did pie in the face kind of thing, but if I was ever going to sling food at anybody that worked at a fast food place, it would have been there in Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah.
When you wait that long, I don't know.
But if you threw it, then you'd have to wait another hour to get your replacement.
Well, it's like quitting cool. It's like quitting cool. Yeah. Let's just say you just order and you mound it up and you get it to go, and as I'm paying, I'm undoing the plastic foil off the top of the bowl, and then I just take it off, and then right before I pay, I just flip the whole thing up, and it just slings all over the kitchen.
Yeah, no, I'm going to Qdoba.
Yeah, because the queso's good and it doesn't take 1 hour. I mean, that just makes me as mad as the other day. I think I talked about last week. I think I did. I didn't go in depth, and I'm not going to now, but we're Subway. I bought 3 foot-long Subway sandwiches, and it was $55. Did I say that last week?
No.
Oh, I can't. I've saved the receipt and everything. In Taylor, Texas, I go to Subway. I order 2 Philly cheesesteaks and one cold cut trio. It's $55. I'm telling you right now, Subway is not that good.
No.
I mean, some people.
I hate Subway.
Yeah,
so.
well, there you go. Some people are going to say Subway is absolutely terrible, period. Subway is not that good.
No.
So, anyway, having said all that, with this thing, now let's go back to Chipotle. I rambled there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in correlation with, that's what my first thought was, is she threw her burrito bowl at the employee. I mean, hopefully she didn't pay for it first, because it was probably $14.
Well, okay. I can tell you my order at Chipotle. I get the same thing every time. I get a burrito bowl. They had this chicken pastor. I would get that, and then this new garlic beef. This is all in the last 6 months because they change it out.
Yep.
I get chicken and beef in the same bowl. Those two I said, which are specialty, and then hot sauce, the vegetables, the cheese, guacamole. And then I would get large chips and queso and a drink. It was $26.
That's insane.
I mean, these are restaurant prices.
Yeah.
At fast food places. Yep. These are even with inflation. These are current fast food prices at fast food.
Restaurant prices.
Yeah. Current restaurant prices at fast food places.
Yeah.
Like I Saltgrass. You been to Saltgrass?
Yeah.
I ate at Saltgrass the last 4 days. Last 4 days, I ate at Saltgrass. The filet mignon was $33.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that no,
it makes no sense. Yeah. I mean, that's just like if you go to, which I don't like going there often, but if you go to McDonald's and you just get a quarter pounder combo, it's like $11.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I can go into a burger place that has a way better burger that actually uses real beef, and it's less. It costs less. It doesn't make sense.
But McDonald's has something going because their food doesn't mold. So
True.
So you can eat it like 2 months later.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no mold.
I just put it back in the microwave. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that.
Oh, I hate the gross. I like how we're getting away from this. This
yeah,
news.
this whole thing.
So I did do something. So the other day I had to work like 14 hours in a row, which is not a thing that normally happens, but it did. And so I went to go to this burger place. Now I've been in Austin or outside of Austin for 6 weeks, 7 weeks. There's this place that opens at 4:00. I'm never going to eat there at 4:00. I go into Austin at that point. But because we were on this site, I was like, oh, there's this place that I wanted to go to. It's called the Watering Hole. And they have burgers, I guess. I'd looked it up. And somewhere on the internet, it's like, best burgers in North Austin, which is outside of Austin.
Yeah.
But that's what it said. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess this place is all right. Yeah, well, here's I don't even know in what order I want to tell it. So I read that to my buddy on the site. I'm like, hey, I'm going to drive into town. I'm going to order this. And then when I get there, I'll just bring him back. He's like, okay, sounds good. So I order it. I read the reviews, best burger north of Austin. So I'm like, let's go there. That's just cool. So I drive there. I've never seen the inside because I've never opened the door. When I open it up, it's skanky, but there's nothing. Open the door. There's like 3 tables in the whole place. And then there's 2 pool tables that are lined up long ways.
Yeah.
And the bar, which is where you order and they cook behind there. I walk up and there's a guy who looks like he's been really good at meth in his life.
Okay.
And I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not even being funny. Like he was,
like that's his thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And then another guy who looked like, it's kind of a family show. I'm trying to, let me think how I want to word this. Cause it's a perfect wording. If there's a guy who looked like he had owned some adult bookstores or whatever in his life, because he had yellow hair because he was blazing cigarettes right there at the place. The lady behind the bar, her front 2 teeth were missing, and the other 2 were black. They were like black teeth, and she had a wife beater on, but she didn't have any undergarments under it, and she's probably 65. So this is what I'm seeing as I walk in, and then there's this random guy in the corner watching watching Die Hard on a TV they had positioned right next to the pool tables, like it was a living room TV.
Yeah.
It was the old school TV that had wood framing around the TV, and he's watching Die Hard, and the whole time I'm like, what am I walking into?
Yeah.
Because all I thought of at nighttime, because it's a very tiny town, it's not like a cool town. All I thought of when I got out of the car, I could just hear the Unsolved Mysteries guy playing in my head.
Oh yeah.
Like his voice.
Oh yeah.
Because if I disappear from this place,
Yeah.
it's on a highway in the middle of nowhere. You don't even know where I'm at.
No, they're putting you in the freezer.
You don't even know where I'm at.
Right next to the patties, they're putting you in the freezer.
So I'm not. And some people just think I'm just being funny, but these are real thoughts going through my head because I'm like, whoa, you had to walk into that. You had to see how skanky that place was. I walked in and I thought, oh no.
Yeah.
Like this is not, because it was dirty too. The place was dirty. And so I walk up. Now they were not, okay, I said all that stuff. They were nice to me, but it didn't look like a place that the health department had visited.
Yeah.
Maybe ever.
Yeah.
And so that's it. So I get the food and I take it back. Now remember, this is the best burger north of Austin. Oh, I found out when I went there, the place used to be called the Watering Hole. They now call it Scotty's Watering Hole. So it turns out it's under new management. So the best burger north of Austin, that they're not there anymore. No, this is a new one.
It's Scotty's.
This is Scotty's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we take it. I take it out when I get back to the office. I pull out a French fry because they're crinkle cut fries.
Okay.
Right. And I think I like those.
Me too.
Yeah. So I pull it out and it's not golden. The best way to word the normal kind, that like the good kind, anywhere you'd go. It's not golden. It's like ultra. It's like the type of golden that if you're dehydrated and you pee,
okay.
It's like that golden.
Yeah.
And so
severely dehydrated French fry.
Yeah, so I took a bite of it, which the inside would be white potato, right?
Yeah, normally.
And when I took a bite of it, not the whole, I threw one small whole one in my mouth, and I was like, that doesn't taste good. So I picked up another one, I bit off the top, and I looked inside.
Yeah.
And the part that would be white, the potato, was also the same nasty color, and I'm like, no. And I ordered cheddar peppers, and I took a bite of the cheddar pepper, and when I pulled it out and I looked at it, I'm like, oh, the cheese was slimy, like something wasn't right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I threw it down, and my buddy did the same. He's like, I can't eat it. Now, I did undo the burger, and the burger was okay enough to eat, but the whole thing was so disgusting, I couldn't eat anymore, and I threw it away. It was gross.
So, like, this is, because I kind of mentioned this last week. The point of me walking in and seeing it gross and then seeing the people without being like, too judgy. I try not to be, but seeing the people behind the counter of where I'm about to eat, those in combination would have just made me turn around and just walk out.
Okay, but I'd already ordered it. But the thing and what you're saying about last week was a place that when you actually walked into the door,
it was good.
It's good, but it was clean.
Yeah.
Like it was clean. And
yeah, but if you get the wombo combo of not clean.
Yeah. No wombo combo for me.
Not clean. Somebody who enjoys meth. Possibly too if the teeth were missing and black.
I'm just saying.
Maybe. I couldn't have got past the point of that.
Well, but if you just say that on the surface, people think we're being mean. I'm not being mean, but I mean, this is a fact. I don't care. I mean, whether it hurts your feelings or not, this is a fact. Because first of all, let me just get this out. Just because you've done drugs in your life doesn't mean
anything.
Doesn't mean that you're the worst person alive.
Nope.
That's not what I'm saying. But if you have two restaurants and they have the same food, and you walk in one and it looks like the health department, they never even heard of the word health department.
Yeah.
And you walk in the other and it's clean and they don't have somebody that is 65 and not wearing undergarments under your wife beater.
Yep.
I mean, which one are you going to eat?
Exactly.
And like I made this reference to my buddy there. I'm like, when you go to hole in the wall restaurants, like I live for hole in the wall restaurants, like awesome ones that are local, that like it's really, so I don't care that there's 3 inches of smoke ring on the wall. If the food's good, that's part of the ambiance. In that same town, well, not that town, but the town next over, Louis Mueller's Barbecue, which I had talked about on this thing. It was one of the major Texas barbecue staples. And when you walk in, you can't lean on the wall. If you lean on the wall in that white sweatshirt, you'd have tar on it.
Yeah.
Or maybe not tar, whatever, maybe it is tar, right? You'd have tar on your shirt. No. This just was,
And to defend ourselves, if you work in that type of business, where you're having to interact with people and serve them, you should just take it upon yourself to be presentable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's just the business that you are in.
Yeah. I mean, well, if you wanted to, here's what they told me. Here's what they said. He did say this. I was like, oh yeah, I've never been here. It opens at 4. And we're always going. He's like, I think he sounded just like this. I think I can imitate him. He's like, yeah, we wanted to open 4, but we just can't get no help in there. And then he said, and then everybody during the day, they just go next door. That soup place anyway. Like, yeah, but guess what? I've been in that soup place, and guess what? Everybody's real clean. The whole place is clean. Doesn't smell. It's not dirty. Like they sell soaps. Yeah, they sell soaps there, by the way. And it's a coffee shop. It's actually called Vintage Arts Coffee Shop and Bistro. The door next place. Yeah, the next place. Why? Seriously, sometimes I can't talk.
Just one place over.
The place next door. Yeah. But anyway, I got out of there. When I pulled out, all I was thinking was like, man, this is how people disappear.
Oh yeah.
Because our project's in the middle of nowhere. It is literally in the middle of nowhere. And there's not lights because we're building it. So there's no light out there. And you just walk down the road in between where we're doing the work and our office. All I could hear the whole time was the Unsolved Mysteries guy. Yeah. And here's a little known fact that people don't know. I always act like I'm not scared of stuff. Like I always act like that. But man, when I was a kid, if I heard the Unsolved Mysteries guy voice like on TV, I couldn't sleep.
Yeah. For a good reason.
I just had to hear his voice.
Yeah.
I just had to hear the intro. That is a fact. So when they remade this Unsolved Mysteries, which by the way, if you listened to the podcast like 5 or 6 ago, I still will tell the story. I didn't even get that far, I don't think.
No.
I got to finish this thing professionally before I unveil this story.
Yeah.
It's got to finish. It's not finished yet.
And you'll know why it needs to finish once he tells the story.
Oh yeah, but it's anyway. So, so Unsolved Mysteries. But so as an adult, when I heard they were remaking Unsolved Mysteries, I was hesitant to watch it because I was like, if I hear that dude's voice, I won't be able to sleep.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as me eating 12 boxes of Pop-Tarts. And to this day, if I even remotely if I catch a hint of a Pop-Tart, it makes me nauseous.
For a good reason.
Same kind of thought. If I just
ate 12 boxes of Pop-Tarts.
Right now as adults, I'm gonna tell you right now as adults, if I live 200 yards away from you, right now as adults, if we watch the Unsolved Mysteries show right now, I'm not walking home.
Yeah.
Nope, not doing it.
Hold on. I'm still caught. You ate 12 boxes of Pop-Tarts?
I made that up. I ate a box of like 12 in a row, and that just did it.
I'm surprised you didn't like grow a third arm or something.
Yeah, I ate like
those things are packed with
to this day. They were packed with it. That's why my body was like I had to unpack it, and I haven't been able to. I can't even. If I catch a hint of a Pop-Tart, a quarter. If you were making Pop-Tarts in your truck a half mile away that you made me walk earlier in your truck,
allegedly,
I'd have smelled it and be like, nope, can't do it. But now which one's a stronger fear? Because if in that half mile you made me walk, if I heard the Unsolved Mystery guy's
getting
voice
back in my Pop-Tart
and you were driving off, I'd be like, oh no,
wait,
not driving home.
Yeah,
that's a fact. I can't hear that guy's voice. Did you ever watch that show?
Oh yeah. I love those shows though.
Nope. I just is not a thing. Excuse me. It's not a thing I can do. What do we got here? Disgruntled Wawa.
It's like a quick trip, from what I understand.
Okay, so more news. This is the last news. Disgruntled Wawa customer knocks man out because he refused to pay for her wine. What is? I mean,
inflation's a real thing.
My wine shot up 37 cents.
What?
What is a Wawa?
It's like a quick trip. It's a gas station.
At a Sanford,
I think
Florida. So. At a Sanford, Florida Wawa.
Now it doesn't make sense because it's in Florida.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't even go to a Wawa. What's that gas station? There's a gas station that they were around Tulsa. They had a green and orange storefront.
Come and go?
And no, it had a green and orange storefront. And the lighting underneath the awning was orange.
What the
Easy
heck?
Mart.
Oh, yeah.
Easy Mart. I would never go to an Easy Mart. Just their colors and their lighting above the awning just screams skankiest store ever made. And I would not go to Easy Marts.
I think that's...
And I don't know what Wawa is, but that's what it reminds me of.
I think that's the gas station that is not far from the old Driller Stadium. And it has prison bars. It has prison bars in the windows and the doors.
Yeah, there's a few. I mean, and here's the thing. Here I am. As a regular human being, I wouldn't go to them. They look gross. They are gross. Somebody eventually figured it out. Now it's not orange lights anymore, but it was disgusting. But at the same time, here I am talking about how gross it was, and I didn't go. Somebody owned that place. Somebody owned lots of those places.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody was rich from the skankiest convenience store I've ever laid eyes on.
Yep.
Wawa could be close.
But I don't think Wawa... Well, I mean, maybe this one in Sanford, but I think they're popular for, like, their maybe subs or something.
Hold up. That woman was arrested because she assaulted a couple. She assaulted a couple. I just read this. Angelique Dion Glenn, 31, she was arrested on 2 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon following the incident.
A bottle.
Yeah. She placed her wine bottle with an order. Once the couple realized they paid for Glenn's wine, they got their money refunded. Arrest records show.
Well, she got bamboozled then.
Yeah.
Oh, man, look at her. She looks like a nice woman.
Well, I mean, you don't know. She may have just woken up from a nap.
Yeah. Well, that's the first thing I thought of when I saw her.
I'm so tired.
I just need a bottle of wine. I'll
wake up. I'm so
up.
tired. Did she even get a drink of it or anything?
I mean, maybe after she got licked her hands after she...
That's the part I was looking for. I just saw it. She began to threaten the woman with her boyfriend before taking the wine bottle and striking the woman in the head with it. That's the deadly weapon.
And she got upset and made the statement, "Why can't you just pay for my bottle of wine?"
I don't know. I don't get it. Like, some people are just idiots, man.
That's stupid.
I'm never going to a Wawa again.
Yeah, no kidding.
This is actually a true story. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Tulsa. Okay, right when I get there, I'm brand new. This was a year ago, and I get there, and wait, what are you saying?
This lady was crazy.
What are you saying?
Glenn hit the woman's boyfriend in the face with a bottle of wine, knocking him unconscious.
The same bottle?
Then I guess she started making threats to kill them as she's walking out of the parking lot because they didn't want to pay for her bottle of wine that they didn't order.
Yeah, well, I mean, people are idiots. All right, I'll tell you. So here it is. In Pittsburgh, I show up and they're like, "Hey, where are you from?" And I say Tulsa, Oklahoma. And like, "You're from Tulsa?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Lloyd, I'm so sorry. I got to interrupt one more time. I'm so sorry. So after she got mad and didn't get her bottle of wine paid for, she called an Uber. That was her escape from the police.
It's good.
Okay, I'm done now.
He refused to drive her.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Uber refused to drive her, so he left on foot.
Yeah, probably because he just watched her beat a dude with a bottle of wine. I'd probably refuse to drive her too.
Well, so all right, so I'm in Pittsburgh, and this guy's like, "Oh, you're from Tulsa?" I'm like, "Yes." This is our first thing, and this is exactly what he's. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, not even close to Tulsa. Never even been to Tulsa. And when he said, "You from Tulsa?" I was like, "Yeah." Which, up there I tell them Tulsa because they don't know here, but and so I was like, "Yes." And they're like, "I'm never going to Tulsa." I'm like, "Why not?" He's like, "Man, you guys got first 48 down there." He's like, "There's no way I'm going."
Yeah.
He's like, "That's the most dangerous city in the country." He's like, "You're in first 48." He's like, "I watch it all the time."
Yeah.
And he's like,
I've heard that too.
And then he said, but listen, but then he said, he's like, "And if I ever do go to Tulsa, I'm for sure not going to Quick Trip." He's like, "Everybody gets shot at Quick Trip." That's what he told me. And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Ain't no way I'm going to Quick Trip." He's like, "Everybody gets shot. Every time I watch that show, somebody gets shot at Quick Trip." I'm like, there's probably 4 Quick Trips that people get shot at.
Yeah.
If you just avoid those 4,
Yes.
you're cool with the rest of them.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean, hold up. That doesn't mean somebody got shot at the other one. but not, it's just really like,
Yeah. There's just certain ones.
Yeah. And I tried to tell him, he's like, "No way, man. Never going on a Quick Trip." I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to Wawa."
Yeah.
I'm not going to Wawa or Easy Mart.
Or wherever that Chipotle is.
Oh, yeah. Not doing that. But the Chipotle was a customer.
Oh, that's true.
And by the way, we're all over we're not good at news. We're all over the place with this. That lady, she got arrested for flipping. The judge told her in order to reduce her sentence that she had to get a fast food job, and that's the only way that he would reduce the sentence.
Yeah.
For the person that flipped the food at the Chipotle person or threw it at them.
Yeah.
The only way he was going to reduce her jail sentence if she got a fast food job, so she knew what it was like.
Which I think is awesome.
Yeah. We probably should have finished that.
Yeah, I guess we could have.
So maybe we're not good at the news thing.
This is the first time,
Yeah, guys, we're working on it. And I'm going to be honest, we're 50 minutes into this deal.
And it was easy.
Yeah, so listen, I love everybody. Thanks for listening. This is an extra long special.
Yeah.
And to be honest, we keep doing this news. They may be hour shows.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right, well, love everybody. Put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. And
Adios.
all right, we'll see you next time.